Okay. Now I wanted to ask you the effects of force. Okay. So I'm going to ask one by one. Krishna, tell me one effect of force. There are 3 to 4 effects of force. Can you tell me just any one effect of force, Krishna?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, when we apply force on an object, the object gains motion. So
Okay, correct. So if the object is in rest, for example, a football is at rest, okay, you are kicking the football, so you are applying force, so the object starts moving, so it gets motion, it gains motion. Correct. Okay.
And what did you ask?
I asked what are the effects of force. Okay. Now the next, second one. Yes. Who has raised the hand? Please tell me first. Because I'm sharing screen, so I can't see who has raised the hand. Yes, come on. Unmute yourself. Yeah. Girija.
Of the body.
Very good, Girija. It is helping to change the shape of the body, right? So in the morning, when your mother is making the chapati, you see the dough is in the shape of a sphere. Okay. Now when your mother will roll the rolling pin on the dough, then the dough flattens up, right? So it is changing the shape of the body. If I have a rubber band in my hand, okay, if I stretch it, I'm applying force. 1 minute, Toshit. If I stretch it, I'm applying force so that rubber band is changing the shape. Yes, Toshit asked.
Ma'am, I also have one effect of force.
Yeah, tell Toshit.
Ma'am, a force can change the direction of a moving object.
Very good.
Ma'am, and it can change the speed of also a moving object.
Very good. So these are again 2 more things. It can change the direction and it can change the speed. How it can change the direction? When the bowler is bowling the ball, okay, it is going towards the batsman, but when the batsman swings the bat, the ball's direction will change, okay, and also the speed will change, right? If he swings the bat very fast, then the ball will go at a very high speed, right? So it helps to change the shape, it helps to start change the state of rest or motion, it helps to change the speed, okay, it helps to change the direction. Very good. So you all remember the effects of force. Right now in this chapter, we are going to discuss contact and non-contact forces.
And a force can move a stationary object also.
Yes, it can change. As I said, it can change the state of motion of an object. So if a ball is stationary, that was the first example that was given. You kick it and it will start moving. And if there is a moving object, a ball is coming, rolling towards you, with the force of your hand, you can stop the ball from rolling. So both the things you can do, you can start and you can stop. So these are the effects of force that they are discussing. Point number 1, just you have said it can change the state of rest or motion of the body. Okay. Example is given, push exerted by the broom can move the trash. The ball lying on the ground moves when it is kicked. Okay. Right. So there are many examples you can go through. Then second one, as Girija said, it can change the size and shape of the body. Okay. So the example that is given is a spring hanging from a rigid support. So there is a spring. Okay. Now it is hanging. So when you put a small piece of something down below, okay, then what will happen? The spring's length will increase. Okay. Then they're saying that you take a small piece of silver sheet, okay, right, and by hammering it, what do? You have those silver foils, right, in which you wrap your food, okay, nice food. When you go to buy food, many times it is wrapped in silver foils and given to you, right? So what is that? You take a small piece of silver and you hammer it, okay. There are ways, okay, through machines or whatever, and how your shape changes, it becomes foils, very thin foils, right? So all these are examples where force can change the shape of the body. Okay, now there is something that is, they are talking of a rigid body and a non-rigid body. So Neo, do you know the difference between a rigid body and a non-rigid body? Can you answer me, Neo?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Neo, can you tell me what is the difference between a rigid body and a non-rigid body? Any idea? Yes,
And
Neo?
rigid body can't be changed when
rigid body can't be?
rigid body can't be changed when applied with force.
Yes, very good. Yes, and what about a non-rigid body?
The shape of a non-rigid body can be changed when applied.
Okay, correct. So a rigid body is a total solid. Okay, so if I have a stone in my hand, That is a total rigid body. Yes, Rohan, what happened? Rohan, any question?
Nothing, ma'am. Nothing.
Okay, okay. So
No,
a
ma'am.
rigid, yeah. So a rigid body is like a stone. Okay. So when I apply force on that, there will be no change in the shape, right? So whenever we apply force on a rigid body, okay, like for example, there is a book and I try to push it. Okay, book is a rigid body. Okay, when I apply force, then the book will move. There will be no change in the shape. Okay, the dimension. What is the meaning of dimension? The shape of the book that will remain as it is, but there will be a motion. The book will move, right? But if you apply force on a non-rigid body, let us say a ball of dough, okay, where in the morning when your mother takes that ball of dough, that is a non-rigid body. So if I apply force, then the shape will change, right? Not only that, the shape will also change, and so not only that, the shape will also change, and you can also have motion in the body. Okay, if you apply force in a linear direction, there will be motion also in the body. So both the things can happen, right? Now, two main type of forces. Two main type of forces are contact and non-contact forces. I think you have learned in the lower classes contact force. Can you give me any who knows contact forces? Please tell me.
Ma'am, contact forces
Give
are
example.
the forces which are applied when two bodies get into contact.
Yeah. So I want one example, one or two examples if you have.
Ma'am, like normal force, ma'am. The
Okay,
force we
normal
apply
force.
on any object.
Okay, so that you can say muscular force or something like that. Any other force? There is one more very important contact force, Rohan. Very important contact force.
Ma'am, can I say?
Yes, Toshit.
Ma'am,
Mechanical force.
Mechanical force. Okay, that is again, yeah, very important contact force. Okay, I will give a hint. I will give a hint.
Frictional.
Yes,
Frictional
very
force.
good. Frictional force. Excellent. So that is again a contact force. So now here we are going to study some more contact forces. Maybe you have not even studied about them before. So the
Ma'am,
forces. Yes, Toshit. Toshit, let me complete. Then you ask me the questions. Please do not say anything in between. Okay. Now let us see what are the different contact forces. So the first contact force that is mentioned over here is the frictional force, right? So when a body is sliding, when a ball is rolling or the body is sliding, then there is a force which acts on the body in an exactly opposite direction to the direction of motion. Please remember, opposite to the direction of motion. So this is called the frictional force, right? So here there is a book on the table, right? They are saying that it is being pushed on the right hand side. So the frictional force is acting on the opposite side, that is the left hand side. So that is the first contact force, frictional force. Now let us look at the second contact force, and that is called the normal reaction force. Now what is a normal reaction force? Children, try to understand. I have try to imagine there is a book on the table, right? Now the book is acted upon by a force in the downward direction. Okay, what is that force in the downward direction called? The book is being pulled in the downward direction by a particular force.
Gravitational.
Very good, gravitational force. So the gravitational force multiplied by the mass of the book. So we always say weight. Okay, what do we say? Weight. So the downward force is weight. We have done buoyancy. Remember, children, buoyancy. What used to be the downward force? It used to be weight of the object. And what used to be the upward force? The buoyant force. Right? Remember buoyant force and weight, right? So the downward force is the weight of the body, right? And the upward force. Okay. So the downward force is the weight of the body, and the upward force over here. Now understand that the book is on the table, right? Gravity is trying to pull the book down. But does the book fall down? The book does not fall down. Why? Because there is one upward force that is balancing the force of gravity. And what is that upward force called? The reaction, the normal reaction force of the table. The table is applying an upward force on the book. The gravity is trying to pull the book down. Both the forces, okay, they become equal. That is why the book is stationary. Okay, so this is also a contact force. Why? Because the book is in contact with the table. Try to understand, the book is in contact with the table. So this is a contact force and it is called the normal reaction force. Understood? So this is the second force, the normal reaction force. All the participants are there. So this is the second one, normal reaction force. So now look over here. The diagram is given. Can you see? There is a block on the palm of the person. Very clear it is. See the downward force. The force due to the weight of the block. Please understand weight. You will say weight, okay? And the upward force is the force of the palm. The palm is applying an upward force and the gravity is trying to pull down. So the weight is in the downward direction. Both are balancing each other. So this is one contact force, right? Okay. Now, another example. You just did the pendulum bob, okay? Now imagine that the pendulum, it is made up of, it is a block of, the pendulum is a spherical block of iron, okay? It is hanging with a string. It is hanging on a string, right? Okay. Now, yes, Yashraj, please ask. What happened? Yashraj?
Ma'am, it will not, if it is hanged on, if it is box, then it will not complete its oscillation, ma'am, if there are two.
You're talking of this block, this normal reaction
Yes,
force?
ma'am.
What
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
saying?
Ma'am, if there are two boxes like
Listen,
this.
now listen, Yashraj, I think
Okay.
you're getting confused. I have completed normal reaction force. Now I'm going to the third force. Okay, right? So you are saying pendulum, but that is for the third force. Over here, normal reaction force, I am talking of the box on the palm. You're saying if there are two boxes on the palm, like that? Okay. If
Yes,
there are
ma'am.
two, okay, if there are two boxes on the palm, one on top of the other, obviously the weight of the box is going to be more. Okay. Now remember, the palm will also apply a extra force upward direction. See, when you keep two boxes on
Upwards.
your palm, yeah, you will feel the weight, no, on your palm, right? You will feel it. So the palm is also applying extra force upward to balance the box. So if you keep two boxes, again there will be an extra normal reaction force that will be there in the upward direction, and both will balance each other. Okay. Now forget about this. Now come to the third example. So there is a pendulum that is made up of iron, okay, that is hanging on a string. Okay, it is stationary, right? Now Aishwarya is going to tell me that iron sphere, okay, now there is a weight, it is experiencing a force in the downward direction. What is that downward direction? What is that force called?
Gravitational force.
Gravitational force or weight of the object. Okay, weight. Downward direction. What is there? The downward force is the weight. So it is experiencing a force in the downward direction. Okay. Now it is hanging by the string, right? Does the pendulum fall down? Does that sphere fall down? No, it does not fall down. Why it does not fall down? Because there is one upward force. Okay, there is one upward force which is balancing the downward force. Now this time I cannot say normal reaction force, okay, because it is not on a table or it is not on a palm, okay. So I cannot say normal reaction force. So this time, what is the upward force? So this is the upward force here. There is an upward force in every string. There is a force that is called tension force. See, a new force you are learning. What is it called? The tension force. Now this tension force in the string acts in upward direction, opposite direction. And the weight of the object, it will act in downward direction. Now both of them will balance each other. Okay, so the block is going to be stationary. Did you follow this? So tension force. Now this is another third force. Yes. Ask Toshit. Yes, who wants to ask? Okay. So
I got it, ma'am.
you got it. Very good. So before you first try to understand, then you ask Toshit. So the downward force is the weight and the upward force is the tension. So when something is on a table, remember upward force will be the normal reaction force. When you are hanging it by the string, then the upward force will be tension force. It is given as capital T. And you have an entire chapter on this force in 10th standard. Remember that. Tension force of the string. Okay. Now, the fourth kind of contact force, force exerted by a spring. Now, can you see a spring over here? Right? Now, this spring is, there is a rigid support. This is called a rigid support. And the spring is fixed over here. Now remember, now the new name of the force over here is called restoring force. First one, normal reaction force. The string was exerting the tension force, and now spring. Spring is exerting a restoring force. Now, how does the restoring force act? Just like frictional force, the restoring force acts opposite to the direction of motion. Okay, so look at this spring. There is a spring over here. Try to understand. Now, first the spring is like this. Okay, this is in the rest position. Now I'm trying to change the shape of the spring. So I'm applying a force. I'm pulling it outwards. When I pull it outwards, the spring is going to stretch. The spring has stretched. Now in this case, the restoring force is acting in the opposite direction. I'm pulling outward direction. Can you see how the restoring force, can you see the arrow? It is acting in the opposite direction, right? So the restoring force over here acts in opposite direction. Now, when you are compressing the spring, what are you doing? You are applying force in this direction to compress it. So in this case, the restoring force will act in the outward direction. Can you see? So each time when you're compressing the spring or when you're stretching the spring, there is a restoring force, okay, that is a contact force created, okay, which is trying to, when you're pulling the string, the restoring force is trying to pull the spring backwards inside.
That's what some push this spring, it comes in the opposite direction.
Yeah, always. So if you're compressing it, the restoring force will try to act in the outward direction, but when you're pulling it, restoring force will try to pull the spring back. So that is why, you know, when you pull the spring, it is not easily pulled. You feel some kind of a tension when you're trying to pull the spring. Why? Because there is one force that is pulling it inside and you're trying to pull it outside. Okay, so this is another force, restoring force. When does it come into picture? When you have a spring. Okay, so this is again a contact force. Okay, then after that, there is one more force, that is the force of. So when there are two bodies, okay, when they collide with each other, what happens? They start pushing each other, right? So remember, let us say there are two children who are running in the recess, right? And suddenly you don't see each other and you bang with each other. Don't you feel the force of that other person on yourself, right? So that force is called the force of collision. Okay, so the force of collision is the force that is exerted from one person to the other person. Okay, so we saw a variety of non-contact forces, contact forces. Okay, what were the different contact forces that we saw? The first one, I can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
Frictional force.
Okay, frictional force. Priyadarshini, the second one. Priyadarshini, second one. Who will tell me the second one?
Ma'am, that
Yes.
ma'am, that normal reaction force.
Very good. Normal reaction force. Pranjal, can you tell me after that the third contact force that we studied?
The force applied by the strings.
Very good. What was that called? That force is called? Pranjal?
Tension force.
Tension
Called
force.
tension force. Yes. Then this one, who will tell me?
Will tell.
Khushi, you tell me the fourth force that we studied.
Restoring force.
Very good. Who applies that force? Who applies?
Who applies?
Which thing applies that force? Which object? Which object applies that force, Khushi? Restoring force.
Spring.
Yes, Girija, spring. It is applied by the spring. And the last one was the collision force. Okay, fine.
Force.
Now I want Ayman. Ayman is there. Where is Ayman?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Ayman. Can you tell me the non-contact forces? Do you know any non-contact forces that you have studied? Which one? Mechanical? No, mechanical is a total. Arlene? Okay, Ayman, wait. Arlene, unmute yourself, Arlene, quickly. Tell me.
Gravitational
Very good.
force.
One is a gravitational force. Another one, Arlene. Do you remember?
Force, magnetic force.
Yes, Ayman. Now she understood.
Electromagnetism.
Magnetic force. Toshit, only when you are asked you will answer. Magnetic force, yes. Cheshta, Cheshta, please tell me.
Ma'am, can I say?
No, wait, Toshit, I am asking Cheshta. Cheshta, there is one, she said magnetic force, then this one, gravitational force, one more force is there, which is a non-contact force, Cheshta.
Two more.
Okay, wait. Yes. Yes, Cheshta. Okay, you don't remember. Okay, Toshit, tell me, what do you remember?
Electrostatic and nuclear.
Nuclear force. Nuclear force.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
fine. So it keeps the electrons revolving. Fine. That is actually a sort of a centripetal force. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes, Kavya.
ma'am, Samiksha got disconnected and she's saying it's in the beginning.
Okay, again and again. Okay, I will just admit. Fine, she's come back. Okay, so now there are three forces which are there, okay, which are non-contact, right? So let us see which are the non-contact forces. The first non-contact force, okay, you can go through, that is gravitational force. So you all know that if you have a pencil in your hand, the minute you release the pencil is drawn towards the ground with a force, right? And that force is called the force of gravity. Okay, it is called the force of gravity because it attracts any object.
Nature.
Yeah. Then there is an electrostatic force. So Rohan, can you give me one example of electrostatic force, Rohan? I need one example, Rohan, of electrostatic.
When we
Ma'am,
rub,
can I say?
Toshit, when
and
I
when
ask
we
you.
rub,
Yes. Yes, Rohan.
and when we rub a balloon on a hair, ma'am, the balloon sticks on a hair, ma'am, due to
Yeah.
static electricity.
Yes, you can stick. Another good example
Ma'am,
is
for
that when
with
you.
ebonite rod.
Yeah, ebonite rod. Very good.
And
We have
one
already
more, ma'am.
studied. Yeah,
And the
tell me.
scale. Ma'am,
Scale.
when we rub the scale on our head, then the and when we cut the pieces of paper, it will attach to the scale.
Very good. Excellent answer, Toshit. Yes. So when you rub the scale on your head,
Ma'am,
okay,
even
it
plastic.
gets, yeah. So it gets a, there is a charge, it becomes charged. So when I hold it on pieces of paper, even far away from the pieces of paper, the paper gets attracted to the scale. So that is an electrostatic force. And there is
Ma'am.
one more force that is
Ma'am,
called.
it is mainly seen in winter seasons, ma'am.
Yeah, mainly seen in winter. And there is one more force that is called magnetic force. So you all know that you have iron filings that are lying on the sheet of paper. You just hold a magnet a little far away from there. The iron filings will be directly attracted to that particular magnet. Okay, so these are the only three non-contact force. But children, please remember one thing. Okay, there is, from these three non-contact forces, okay, Aditya, please unmute yourself and you tell me, there is one force which is always attractive. The other force can be attractive or repulsive, but there is one force among these three forces which is always attractive.
Gravitational.
Very good, gravitational. See, gravitational force will never repel anything. Do you get thrown away from the surface of the earth? No. So that never repels. Gravitational force is the only force that never repels. Now, as you saw in the last year when we were doing that ebonite rod, okay, how the rod, when it got a positive charge, it was repelling another rod which is having a positive charge. So electrostatic force will repel, and even magnetic force, okay, the North Pole will repel the other North Pole. So these two can repel, but the only non-contact force attractive in nature is the gravitational force. Remember that, okay? And remember one more thing.
Electroscope.
Yeah, and one more thing you remember, that in case of non-contact force, as the distance between the two bodies goes on increasing, okay, the extent of the force applied will go on decreasing. Okay, as you separate, as you go further and further away, okay, the effect of the force will decrease. Example, magnet, okay, if I'm close to the iron filings, then they will immediately get attracted, but if the magnet is kept far away from the iron filings, they will not attract. So remember this regarding the non-contact force. So in your book, in your this thing, the last two, this thing that I have given you, general character in your PDF file, the general character of the non-contact force is very important. Okay. Now there is an exercise Okay, it's 12:10. Still 10 more minutes I can take because the class started at 11:30, right? We'll just quickly discuss the exercise, then I will leave you, right? Now, the first question, you can see your exercise, okay, in the PDF file. Give 2 examples of contact forces and non-contact forces, okay? So, 2 examples of contact forces, you all know which are the 2 contact forces. There are 5, just now we have discussed 5. So, you can give the 2 examples, and non-contact also we discussed. So, that's not a problem. Now, I'll go on asking, okay? I cannot keep asking and this thing because, but still I will ask. Frictional force, Uttirna. Please tell me contact or non-contact quickly. Uttirna. Frictional force is contact or non-contact? Hurry up.
Ma'am, it is contact force.
Very good. Then normal reaction force, again contact force.
Contact.
Okay, fine. Force of tension in the spring.
Contact.
Spring, contact. Gravitational force.
Non-contact.
Non-contact. Electrostatic force.
Non-contact.
Non-contact. And magnetic force.
Non-contact.
Okay, fine. Now mute yourselves. Everybody mute yourselves. Okay. Now, third one, give an example where the force is contact and forces at distance. So forces at distance, non-contact. That you can always do it. Now, a ball is hanging from a string. Okay. Draw a neat label diagram. So you will draw the diagram of the ball. Okay. Hanging and the tension force. Okay. There is a tension force that is there. Okay. So you just like how I just now told you about the pendulum. So that way you will hang the ball. Okay. And you will show the diagram, right? That is 4A. Then 4B is the diagram of the spring that they have asked. Now, children, very important over here is just don't draw the circles. That spring is there. Don't draw only the circles. You show the direction of your force and show the direction of the restoring force. If that is not shown, you will not get any marks. Okay. Similarly, when you draw the diagram of the ball that is hanging on the string, okay, you have to show the direction of tension force as well as the direction of weight. That is very important, right? Then a wooden block is placed on the table. Okay, name the forces. So Ojait, come on, unmute yourself. Ojait will give me this answer.
What did you say, ma'am? I was unable to hear you, ma'am.
Okay, now I'm repeating it again. Yes, Toshit, I'm repeating again. Ojait, the 4th question. There is a block that is kept on the table. What are the 2 forces acting on it? Quickly give me the answer.
Gravitational force and
No, not gravitational force, Ojait. Not gravitational force. Downward forces. Think. Downward force is not gravitational.
frictional.
Weight. It is weight. Every time I'm telling you weight of the object. Okay. And upward force, Ojait?
Upward force, normal reaction.
Normal reaction force. Correct. Okay, fine. Now the 5th one. State one factor on which the magnitude of the non-contact force depends. Very important. The factor is distance. Okay. More is the distance. Okay. What will happen? Less will be the force. Right? Okay. Now, 6th one, separation. Okay. Now, 6th one is related to gravitation. This one we will do in detail in this chapter only ahead. So no need. You just no need of doing this one right now. Okay. Now, 7th one, children, quickly state an effect of force applied on a non-rigid and rigid body. I told you. Whose mic is on? Please mute yourselves. Okay. Now, state the effect of force applied on a non-rigid body.
Ma'am, on the rigid body, the force has no effect, and on non-rigid body, it can change the shape, size, or the direction.
Very good. It can change the shape and size in a non-rigid body, and in case of a rigid body, it can just have motion. Okay, you can just have a motion of the object. There will be no change in the dimension. No size and shape will be changed, but in a non-rigid body, it will change the size and shape, and also the motion can also be there. Okay, fine. Now, 8th one is a very simple one. Give an example where the force will stop a moving body and all that. So that is not a problem. And multiple choice questions also, the answers are already given, right?